Have you ever felt like you're meant for something bigger, something greater than the life you're living right now? Like there's a fire burning inside you, whispering that you were made to create, to lead, to break through every limit holding you back. But then the day hits you hard. The doubts. The distractions. The endless excuses that sound so convincing, you almost believe them. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if it's too late? Here's the truth, those questions aren't barriers. They're invitations. Invitations to rise. To fight. To refuse to settle. Because deep inside, you have a power that no setback can touch. A power stronger than fear, laziness, or even talent. That power is discipline. Discipline is the heartbeat of every success story. It's the quiet voice that says, keep going, when your mind screams, give up. It's the bridge between your dreams and your reality. Today, I'm going to take you on a journey that strips away excuses and fear, and shows you exactly how to harness that power inside. How to wake up every day with fire in your belly and laser focus in your eyes. Because this is not just about willpower. It's about transforming yourself into someone unstoppable. The person you were always meant to be. The path won't be easy. It will test you. It will push you to your limits. But on the other side? Freedom. Purpose. The life you've been fighting for. Then listen closely, because this audiobook will be your guide, your fire, your truth. The power of discipline is waiting for you. Chapter 1, Why Discipline is Freedom. Let me ask you something, right here at the start, have you ever felt stuck? Like no matter how many dreams you carry in your heart, something invisible keeps you from moving? That invisible force is not your lack of talent. It's not the economy. It's not your parents, your friends, or even your environment. It's the absence of discipline. But before we go any further, let me take you somewhere raw. Close your eyes and imagine this. It's 3 a.m. You're wide awake. Staring at the ceiling. That sinking feeling in your chest is back. The regret. The shame. The fear that maybe you'll never make it. You scroll past other people's highlight reels, wondering why you're still stuck in the same place. Your dreams feel so far away, like a different lifetime. You're not lazy, you're overwhelmed. You're not weak, you're wounded. But deep down, you know something has to change. You're not broken. You're undisciplined. And that's where your freedom begins. We grow up thinking freedom means doing whatever we want, whenever we want. That's the illusion. True freedom comes from self-control. From discipline. From being able to command yourself in the face of distractions, doubts, and desires. Picture this, two roads stretch out in front of you. One is easy, smooth, lined with entertainment, comfort, and escape. The other is steep, rough, and asks everything from you, your focus, your grit, your pain, your sweat. But here's the twist, only the second road leads to freedom. Freedom is waking up every day with clarity. Freedom is knowing you can say no to what doesn't serve you. Freedom is choosing your growth over your comfort. Freedom is discipline. When you own your day, you own your destiny. When you master your decisions, you shape your future. So if you want freedom, the kind that lasts, the kind that matters, earn it through discipline. You'll thank yourself not today, but 5 years from now when your life has transformed. And trust me, it will transform. Let's keep going. Chapter 2, Mastering Daily Habits. Success doesn't arrive in explosions. It's born in the quiet, invisible hours. The early mornings. The late nights. The moments when no one's watching and no one's clapping. Daily habits are the bricks that build empires. Your life right now is a reflection of the small decisions you make every day. Your energy, your focus, your income, your business, all echo your habits. Let me tell you about Andre. Andre was a brilliant young entrepreneur with big dreams and a powerful vision. But he chased big wins without the discipline of daily work. He read 10 books in a week but didn't implement a single idea. He planned everything, but executed nothing. He learned the hard way: consistency beats intensity. Small, smart actions every day will outshine bursts of inspiration any time. You don't need to be extreme. You need to be consistent. So choose 3 non-negotiables: wake up at the same time. Move your body. Feed your mind. These rituals, done daily, forge resilience. Habits don't just create success, they create identity. You're not just someone who works, you become someone who wins. Let me paint a picture. There's a young woman named Jess. She started a clothing business from her bedroom with just $200 and a dream. She wasn't the smartest. She wasn't the most talented. But she was relentless about her habits. Every morning, she wrote her goals. Every day, she fulfilled orders. Every night, she learned one new skill. Not one big leap, but thousands of small, boring, powerful steps. Fast forward 2 years, her brand is now worn by celebrities. Her story went viral. But the real story? It happened behind closed doors, disciplined day after disciplined day. Habits are what you fall back on when life gets hard. They're your autopilot system. And if that system is broken, your growth will be, too. If you can win your mornings, you can win your life. Here's the truth: success is not sexy. It's not glamorous. It's not all sunshine and fireworks. It's gritty. It's quiet. It's waking up at 5 a.m. when you don't feel like it. It's doing the deep work when everyone else is distracted. It's saying no to comfort so you can say yes to your calling. Your habits either drain your power or deliver it. So ask yourself, what do I do first thing in the morning? What do I feed my mind? How do I respond to discomfort? The answers to those questions will predict your next 5 years. You want to master your future? Master your patterns. Master your days. Because at the end of the day, you don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the level of your systems. And systems are built with habits. Start small. Start now. But start. That's the magic. Chapter 3: Overcoming Weakness and Excuses. Excuses are elegant liars. They dress up as logic. They whisper, "It's not the right time." They murmur, "You're not ready yet." But you are ready. You don't need more motivation. You need more courage. Weakness is not a life sentence, it's a habit. But here's the truth: every time you choose to fight through it, you build mental muscle. You become the kind of person who does what's hard. Let me tell you a story. There was a young man named Kyle. He grew up in a small town where failure was expected and dreams were dangerous. Every time he talked about starting his own business, people would laugh. "Get real," they said. "Play it safe." And for years, he believed them. He worked a job he hated. He came home tired, frustrated, feeling like his life was slipping away. But then something happened. One night, he was scrolling through old photos and found a picture of himself at 12 years old. In the photo, he was holding a notebook with the words, "CEO Kyle," written in big, messy handwriting. He broke down crying. That night, he didn't make a plan. He didn't map out a strategy. He did one thing: he made a decision. A raw, fiery, no turning back decision to stop making excuses and start making progress. From that moment on, he woke up an hour earlier. He started learning business on YouTube. He launched a side hustle. He stumbled. He failed. But he kept showing up. And today? Kyle runs a 6-figure digital agency. Not because he waited for the perfect time, but because he stopped waiting. You have a Kyle moment waiting for you. That moment where you stop blaming your parents, your school, your bank account, your energy levels, and you own your outcome. There was a time when I hit rock bottom. I had no money, no direction, no belief in myself. Every day I woke up hoping things would change. But hope is not a strategy. One day, I looked in the mirror and said, enough. No more stories. No more excuses. I am not my past. I am what I do today. And that was the beginning. Excuses are shadows, they disappear the moment you shine light on them with action. And let me be blunt, no one is coming to save you. Your dreams are your responsibility. Your weaknesses are your gym. Your excuses are your chains, and only you have the key. You are not too late. You are not too old. You are not too broke. You are not too busy. You are ready. Right now. If you wait for perfect, you'll wait forever. If you wait to feel strong before you act, you'll stay weak. If you wait for fear to go away, it never will. You beat fear by walking through it. You beat weakness by choosing discipline. You beat excuses by doing the work anyway. Let me give you one final metaphor here. Imagine you're on a battlefield. One side is your dream. The other side is your fear. And right in the middle? That's you. You're tired. You're scared. You want to run. But in your hand is a sword. That sword is discipline. And if you swing it, even once, you start to win. Every swing is a step forward. Every action, no matter how small, is a victory over your past self. Make this your moment. Draw the line. Burn the old scripts. Excuses are heavy. Let them go. Carry discipline instead. It weighs less and gets you further. You'll be amazed at who you become. Chapter 4: Staying Consistent Under Pressure. Consistency is what separates those who want it from those who live it. Everyone shows up when things feel good. When the sun's out, the money's flowing, and the motivation is high, that's easy. But what about the days when nothing is going your way? When the client says no? When the product flops? When your energy is gone, your family doesn't believe in you, and your bank account is flashing zero? That's when consistency becomes character. That's when pressure reveals whether you're just interested, or if you're committed. Let me tell you about David. David started a small e-commerce store selling personalized journals. At first, he was excited. He watched YouTube videos, bought a domain, set up the website. For the first week, he worked 10-hour days. He was on fire. But then came the pressure. No sales. Ads weren't converting. His friends were mocking him behind his back. His wife started asking, "Are you sure this is worth it?" He wanted to quit. Every voice in his head screamed, "Maybe this just isn't for you." But David did something powerful. He stayed consistent. He committed to showing up no matter what. One Instagram post a day. One email a week. One product tweak every evening. Rain or shine. Profits or loss. Praise or silence. He did it under pressure. Fast forward 18 months, and that journal store? Now a 6-figure business with loyal customers worldwide. Not because he got lucky, but because he outlasted the doubt. Because success is not always about speed. It's about staying in the game longer than your excuses do. Listen closely, pressure doesn't break you. It reveals you. Like a diamond in the rough, your greatness is buried under layers of resistance. And only consistent pressure will bring it to the surface. But here's the part no one tells you: consistency doesn't mean perfection. It means showing up even if it's messy. Even if today's version of you can only give 40%, then give it. Because 40% of effort is still better than 100% of excuses. If you were to walk into a gym and lift weights only when you felt like it, you'd stay weak forever. But if you go when you're tired, when you're sore, when you're angry, that's when you get strong. Business. Life. Mindset. Same rules. Pressure is the price of the prize. You want greatness? It will cost you comfort. You want freedom? It will cost you fatigue. You want success? It will cost you consistency under pressure. Let me give you a metaphor. Picture a raging storm. The winds are howling. Trees are bending. Chaos everywhere. In the middle of that storm stands one small lighthouse. Solid. Unmoved. Consistent. It doesn't shine brighter because it's sunny. It shines because it's built to guide others through the dark. You must become your own lighthouse. Because here's the brutal truth, no one is coming to keep you accountable. No one is going to call and say, "Hey, did you write your content today? Did you make your sales calls? Did you practice your craft?" That has to come from you. Your dream demands self-leadership. And when life squeezes you with pressure, remember this, the world doesn't reward ideas. It rewards execution. Daily. Relentless. Consistent. Even when it's inconvenient. Especially when it's inconvenient. Now, I want to speak to the person who's feeling like giving up today. You think no one notices your efforts. You think your posts aren't being seen. You think your business isn't growing. But let me tell you what's really happening. The world is watching you stay consistent. The universe is testing your endurance. And your future self is begging you, don't stop now. Because the breakthrough always comes after the breaking point. Right when you're about to give in, that's when the game changes. That's when the opportunities start appearing. That's when people start saying, "Wow. You're really doing it." But it only happens if you stay in the arena. So here's what I need you to do. Set your baseline, the minimum standard you will uphold even on your worst days. It could be one post. One email. One outreach message. 1 hour of work on your dream. That's your non-negotiable. Because if you rely on motivation, you'll fail. But if you rely on routine, you'll win. Winners don't wait for inspiration. They create disciplined habits that carry them through uninspired days. Let me say that again. Motivation is a mood. Discipline is a decision. Consistency is about showing your future you can be trusted. That you can be counted on, not just when life is easy, but when life is hell. And here's a secret. Once you've shown up consistently through hell, nothing can scare you anymore. You become dangerous. You become solid. You become unshakable. So ask yourself today. Will you fold under pressure? Or will you become the person who rises because of it? Because storms don't last. But lighthouses do. And that's who you are becoming. Chapter 5, Becoming Unstoppable. You didn't come this far to play small. You didn't survive all your struggles, your fears, your failures, just to live a life of almost. You were built to be unstoppable. But let's get something straight from the beginning. Becoming unstoppable doesn't mean you never feel fear. It means fear no longer controls you. It doesn't mean you never fall. It means you rise faster, every single time. Unstoppable people don't wait for the path to be clear, they walk anyway, carving their own trail, bleeding if they have to. They don't ask for permission. They decide who they want to be, and then become it. Let me tell you about Alina. She was 27, a single mom, working 2 jobs. No savings. No support. No backup plan. But she had a fire inside. She knew she was meant for more. Late at night, after putting her daughter to sleep, she would write blog posts, build websites, study marketing strategies, practice public speaking by whispering into a cracked mirror in a tiny apartment kitchen. She got laughed at. She got ghosted by potential clients. She failed her first 3 launches. But she never stopped. Because Alina had made a decision. She wasn't going to raise her daughter in a life of limitation. She wasn't going to let her excuses win. She wasn't going to settle for surviving when she knew she was meant to thrive. 2 years later, Alina runs a branding agency with employees across the world. She speaks on stages. She teaches other women how to reclaim their voice. She became unstoppable. Not because she had more resources, but because she refused to quit. That's the secret, friend. Unstoppable isn't a talent. It's a choice. A mindset. A refusal to accept not yet as never. You want to be unstoppable? You need to kill the part of you that keeps asking for approval. Kill the part of you that says, "What if it doesn't work?" Kill the part of you that thinks failure is final. Because here's the truth, failure isn't the enemy, hesitation is. Every time you hesitate, you feed doubt. Every time you delay, you lose momentum. And every time you give your power to fear, you tell your dreams they can wait. But they can't wait. They're suffocating. They're begging you to breathe life into them, with bold, relentless action. You want practical? Let me give it to you straight. You don't become unstoppable by reading books. You become unstoppable by doing the uncomfortable things every day. You don't build resilience by staying safe. You build it by choosing the hard road even when the easy one is wide open. You don't get lucky. You get prepared, and then stay ready long enough for the opportunity to show up. Here's your metaphor. Imagine your life is a mountain. Every step up is harder. The air is thinner. The pressure greater. But your view expands. Your legs get stronger. Your heart grows. The people who stop halfway, they get a glimpse of what's possible, but they never feel what it's like to own the peak. You're not stopping halfway. Because you've been through too much. You've sacrificed too much. And you're finally starting to see who you are becoming. You're becoming someone who doesn't need to be told what to do. You lead yourself. You wake up and choose the hard work, not because you have to, but because you want to. Because you know who you are, and where you're headed. And when people try to distract you, you smile. You nod. And you keep walking. Because unstoppable people don't argue with small minds. They don't explain themselves to quitters. They don't slow down to make others comfortable. They keep building. Keep rising. Keep earning the life they promised themselves. And maybe no one clapped for you today. Maybe no one even noticed how hard you tried. But you noticed. Your future self noticed. And if you stay in the fire long enough, the world will notice too. Unstoppable is not about hype. It's about identity. You wake up every day and say, "I don't care how I feel, I do what needs to be done. I don't care how slow it is, I keep moving forward. I don't need to feel ready, I just need to show up. Every day. Every hour. Every breath." That's how legends are made. You don't need a million followers. You don't need permission. You don't need everything to go right. You just need to be the kind of person who keeps showing up when most people would stop. That's what unstoppable looks like. So if you're listening to this right now, and you're tired, you've failed. You've been broke. You've been ignored. You've been told to give up. Let this be your turning point. Stand up. Look in the mirror. Say these words. I am not done. I am not broken. I am just getting started. And I am unstoppable. Now go show the world. If you've made it this far, I want you to pause. Take a breath. Feel that? That's not just air, that's momentum. That's the fire inside you getting louder. That's the version of you who's been waiting, quietly, patiently, finally standing up. Because this book wasn't about me. It was about you. It was about the part of you that knows deep down. You were born for more. More than survival. More than just paying bills and playing small. More than pleasing others and hiding your light. You're not just here to exist. You're here to lead. To build. To inspire. To rise. You may have come into this book feeling stuck, tired, confused, even lost. But you are not lost. You are simply on the edge of who you've been, and who you're becoming. Everything you need, you already have. And now you have a decision to make. Will you close this book and go back to the same routine? Or will this be the day that everything changed? The day you stopped waiting, and started moving. The day you stopped doubting, and started believing. The day you stopped surviving, and started leading. No more playing small. No more begging for permission. No more hiding behind fear, failure, or your past. That version of you? It's done. You've outgrown your excuses. You've heard the truth in every chapter. That real growth comes from taking messy action. That pressure isn't the problem, quitting is. That success isn't about talent, it's about relentless consistency. And that being unstoppable isn't something you're born with, it's a decision you make daily. So here's what I want to leave you with. The world is not waiting for perfect. It's waiting for you. Raw. Real. Brave. Willing to show up before you feel ready. Willing to speak before you feel confident. Willing to lead before you feel qualified. Because leaders aren't chosen, they're forged in fire. And that fire? You've felt it. Now it's time to follow it. Don't wait for motivation, create momentum. Don't chase the next trend, build your own wave. Don't wonder if you can, decide that you will. One post at a time. One brave move at a time. One unstoppable day at a time. And when you feel scared, do it anyway. When you feel behind, start anyway. When you feel like no one is clapping, clap for yourself. You've made it this far. You're not going back. You've seen what you're made of. And now, it's time for the world to see it too. Let this be the moment your next chapter begins. And this time, you're writing it with power. With courage. With purpose. Because your story isn't over. It's just getting started.